Hello. So I thought I'd take a break from doing the games that I own that I've only played once, or new games or whatever, and thought I'd do, all of us board gamers eventually try to design some games. So I thought I'd go over some of the pitiful attempts I've made, starting from way back. I've got one or two that are okay, but most of them are terrible. And this first one, which I made back in 2009, I was, when I was a fan of that Ghost Hunter show that was on TV back then on Sci-Fi Channel. So I thought I would make a ghost hunting game. And this was around the time I'd kind of just gotten back into board games. So I hadn't played a whole lot. I think I had a few, but I thought I would try to design a game. So I designed this Ghost Investigators game, and it's really quite terrible, but I'm just going to kind of go over setup and how to play on this just for something fun. And I'm going to do that for some of the other pretty terrible games that I've come up with over the years, just for something fun and different to do. Alright, so the first thing to do is put the game board in the middle of the table. Then players will decide their their starting position. You got player 1 start, player 2 start, player 3 start, and player 4 start. You roll dice or whatever you want to do to see who's first. Anyway, after you chose who's first, who's second, who's third, then you put your pawn on the appropriate space. So I'm playing a 3-player game, so player 1 there, player 2 there, and player 3 over here. Each player will take an evidence point marker and just put it in their play area. Each player will take the IR surveillance camera marker and place it in their play area. There should be 4 of each player color. And you take the time marker, which is the moon, and put it on the 6 p.m. slot over here on the left side of the board. You take the investigated room markers and just put them somewhere near the board in reach of all players. You take the ghost movement spinner and place it somewhere within reach of all players. A game is terrible if it's got a spinner. Then one player will spin the spinner and place the ghost pawn in wherever the spinner lands on. Well, that was terrible. Okay, looks like room 24. Alright, so that's right here. So you put the ghost pawn on room 24. Shuffle the equipment cards deck and place it where it says equipment card. It doesn't fit. Maybe I should have made small cards. Place it near there. Then you shuffle the investigation deck and place it here where it says investigation deck. Then you shuffle the evidence deck and place it near where it says evidence. Then, starting with the first player, each player will draw 3 equipment cards and place them face up in their play area. You have to remember these images are from 2009. And that's it. Setup is complete, and now you're ready to play. Alright, so the game is played in rounds. Each round, each player will take a turn where they'll roll the dice and move. So it's a roll and move game. So again, another reason it's not very good. So a player will roll the dice. They can move on the board Then if they land in a room that hasn't already been investigated, they draw an investigation card. If they land in a room where the ghost, the full body apparition is, then they can immediately score 3 points, 3 evidence points. And then the last thing they do on their turn is spin the ghost spinner to see what room the ghost moves to. So you're trying to move to the different rooms of this haunted building, investigating each room and trying to collect evidence. And then at the end, after all players have taken their turn, you advance the turn or round marker, to the next time. And when you get to 6 a.m., you take one final turn, and then whoever's collected the most evidence points wins the game. So we'll just talk about moving. On your turn, you roll the dice. So say we rolled a 3. It's first player's turn. Now when you're moving on the board, the door counts as a space, and these stairwells count as a space. So if blue, rolled a 3 and he was gonna move, he could go 1, and then he's in the door, and then 2, 3, or he could go 2, 3. Remember, the stairwell counts as a 2, or he could go. So if he's here 1, 2, and then go up a level is 3, but then he wouldn't be in a room. Or if you're over at this stairwell and you go down a level and you're in the morgue, and then you can move over here for a space. Or if you go down this stairwell, you're in the basement, and then you can move over here for a space. If you're on the 3rd level at one of these stairwells, you can move up to the attic. And the numbered room spaces, if you move into one of those that hasn't already been investigated, you draw an investigation card and follow the instructions on that. If you move into one of these named spaces, instead of drawing an investigation card, since those spaces are higher in paranormal activity, you just immediately draw an evidence card. So I think the best way to just see how it works is to go through a couple of turns. Oh, this track here is evidence points. Normally if you collect evidence cards, they have a point value in the bottom right corner of the card, and you just keep those in your play area. But if you get points for being in the same room as the ghost, or having one of your infrared cameras in the same room as a ghost, then you can score those points here, and then they'll add to the total of your cards at the end of the game. So, alright, so we'll just go again. We'll roll for blues first. We'll roll for blue. He got a 1. That's terrible because he can only move to the door. Alright, so we'll go red's turn. He got a 1. That's terrible, so he's just at the door. You can see why it's terrible already. Alright, player 3 is over here. Now, he rolled a 4. Now, you may move. You don't have to move the full amount. You may move that amount. So he's just going to move to 1. So he's in a numbered space, so he draws an investigation card. He got secret passage. You found a secret passage. You may move to any room. So he's going to discard that, and he's going to move to the room where the ghost is, the full body apparition, because that's going to immediately score him 3 points. So he gets to move his evidence marker there to the 3. And, oh, you know what? I forgot after these guys' turn, they should have spun the ghost marker to move the ghost, and they didn't do that. So it wouldn't matter, because it wouldn't matter what room the ghost was in, since green got secret passage. He could move to any room. But now, green's got to spin the spinner. The spinner's terrible. Let me put it down and spin it. Alright, I got 22, so the ghost is going to move to room 22. And now green investigated both room 1. He should have done this before spinning the spinner. And he's investigated room 24 where the ghost was. Alright, back to blue's turn. He's going to roll. He got a 3. So we'll just say he's going to go, he's here, 1, the stairwell space is 1, 2, 3. So he's in room 6. So now he's going to draw an investigation card. He got possible spirit activity. Draw 1 evidence card. So now he draws an evidence card. High EMF rating. You may collect this evidence if you have an EMF detector or K2 meter. Well, this is blue, and he does have an EMF detector. So he gets to capture this evidence, which is going to be worth 2 points, so he just keeps that in his play area. Now he's investigated that room, so he puts a investigation marker, and now he's got to spin the spinner. Alright, I spun it for him, went to basement. Oh, you know what, at the end of the round we forgot to move that. So the ghost moves to the basement here, and now it's Red's turn. Alright, Red's gonna roll his dice. He just got a 1 again. He's in the so he's still doing terrible. He's only in a stairwell. He could only move to that stairwell or that stairwell. Again, you can see the problems with this game already. Alright, he doesn't put an investigation marker, but he does got to spin the spinner. And we'll just see the ghost move to room 20... what is that? 21. So the ghost's going to move to room 21. Alright, Green's turn. He's going to roll. He got a 4. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. He moves where the apparition is again. He gets to move up another 3 points. Now he's investigated that room. And we've got to move the ghost again. And I got the storage, so the ghost moves down to the storage. That's the end of another round. Alright, Blue's turn again. We'll do one more round. Oh, good lord. That was here, I think. Alright, Blue got a 1. He's going to move to room 5. Draw an investigation card. Possible spirit activity. Draw 1 evidence card. Still photo orb. You may capture this evidence if you have a digital camera. Well, he does have a digital camera, so he gets to capture this. It'll be worth 1 evidence point. Now he's investigated that room. Now remember, these rooms that are already investigated, if you move in there, you don't get to draw an evidence card. Alright, Red's turn. He's got to do nothing so far. He rolled a 2. He finally gets to do something. We'll just say he's going to go up the stairwell and over to room 25. And he gets to draw an investigation card. Damaged tape. The mini DV tape was eaten by the camera. Return to the equipment van immediately if you have a mini DV camera. And unfortunately he does. You may discard the mini DV camera and draw another equipment card. Discard any evidence captured with this camera. Well, he hasn't discarded any, or hasn't gotten any evidence, but he's got to go to the investigator van, discard his mini DV camera, so that just goes in the discarded equipment over there. And he gets to draw another equipment card. He got a laser thermometer. And that's going to end his turn, but he does have to put an investigation marker there and spin the ghost spinner, which we got 34, so the ghost will move to room 34. And now Green's turn. Green's going to roll. He got a 1. He'll move to room 22, draw an investigation card. You detect an odor. You smell a hint of perfume coming from the next room. You may move 1 space to investigate. So he's going to do that. Now he still puts an investigation marker in that room because the only thing in there was an odor. And because, oh no, he can move 1 space to investigate. He can only move to the stairwell. So he can't draw another investigation card there. Anyway, that would be... then he would have to spin and move the ghost, and so you can see how it goes. Anyway, when you get to 6 a.m. and play your final round, then whoever has the most, you add up total your evidence and the evidence card. So this would be 3, plus if you've earned anything on the track from your ghost being or for being in the same room as the full body apparition. Um, you can, there's some cards that let you put these, see he has these IR surveillance cameras. You may place one IR surveillance camera in any room at the start of the investigation, which I didn't do. The camera cannot be moved once placed. Camera captures IR evidence. And if the ghost is ever in the room where you've placed one of these surveillance cameras, you get to score the 3 points. So actually, green player should have got to do that twice at the beginning of the investigation. Anyway, you can see how the game plays, and it's not very good. I think there was some good ideas with it, but the roll to move and just some other thing. I hadn't probably played this game since 2009, but when I got the idea to do some videos on some of the older games that I had tried to design, starting with the first one, which is this one, I dug it out, and I didn't play it again. I did read through the rules, but anyway, just thought it might be fun. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.